here. I wanted to take a couple of minutes to talk to you about something pretty cool today. You know, for me, and I don't know about for all of you, but I have an opportunity, or I have, what I normally do is I get so busy looking forward that I forget to look back. I think I'm so concentrated on where I'm going that I forget how far I've come. And so I wanted to share with you just a really quick experience that happened today that gave me an opportunity to step back in time. This morning, I was asked to go back to the beauty school in Mishawaka, Indiana, where I did my beauty school training and talk to some future professionals. The kids that were sitting in the same seats that I had to sit on, who are doing the same things that I had to do, finger waves and pin curls and state board sets, all of that kind of stuff. I had an opportunity to go and talk to those kids this morning and hopefully inspire them, tell them that I sat exactly where they were and got the same license and went through the same tests that they were going through 30 years ago. And it's so interesting. It's kind of humbling in a way that you go back to where you were, and it seems so daunting back then. It seems the practice room looks much smaller now than what it did when I was there all those years ago. The chairs don't look quite as big as what they did all those years ago. And it was a very interesting experience to step back into that room and to step back into that classroom and think that that's where it all began. I was sharing with them that when I was in beauty school, I didn't know if I was going to make it. I had a horrible time with finger waves. I had a horrible time with pin curls. My first haircut was a disaster. The woman had asked for an advanced student, and it was my very first haircut, and I kept cutting my guideline, and her son had extremely stick straight hair, and so the hair was poking up all over, and I went home that night and I thought, I'm done. I'm going to quit. I'm not continuing with my beauty school training. I can't do this. I'm not cut out for that. And it was the encouragement of friends who had called me at work that night and encouraged me to go back the next day. And I did. And I finished, and I'm glad. But it's interesting that you don't remember. That seemed like such a big deal back then. And today it was just a memory. It was just a flash. But I wonder what would have happened. Where would I be had I not finished beauty school? Where would I be had I not gone to beauty school? How many women wouldn't be helped with cancer had I not be where I am right now? And so that was kind of the start of everything. It was there that I got that training. I look back on that thinking that when these women came to me that needed these manicures and pedicures, and the doctors were telling them not to get these services, and when I started to ask why, I realized that this was so important, but that I wasn't trained how to do that. So I had to go out and figure out what I could do to make sure that these women stayed safe. And so in realizing how far I had come, I was able to smile today because we really have come far. I've held my beauty license for 30 years. I stood behind the chair for 30 years. I owned a salon for 10 of those years. I had a lot of assistants come in and out of my salon, and I just hope that I get to have the impact on these young people that I talk to today, but everyone that's around me. As much of an impact as my husband has had on the people that he was able to touch in his short life. So I just want to challenge you today to take a step back. Remember something from all those years ago. Remember something that was a big deal 10 years ago, which isn't really a big deal now because you were able to do it and you were able to conquer it. And I want to challenge you today. Share a memory with me today. What was a big deal 10 years ago that's not so much of a big deal now? Today it's commonplace. Today you just do it all the time. And I want you to really take a look back as to how far you've come and really appreciate where you are today. Thanks so much for watching. Have a gorgeous day.